the first time in 4 years, overdose deaths have gone down in Rhode Island.
New data released by the Rhode Island Department of Health today shows that overdose deaths decreased by 7.3% in 2023 compared to 2022.
Jake Coulter joins us live in studio with how community advocates are reacting. Jake?
Shannon and Kim, this reduction is, of course, good news after 2022 set a record high number of overdose deaths. But overdose prevention experts say this is just the beginning.
One life is one life too many. So we still have a lot of work to do.
Dennis Baylor is the Overdose Prevention Program Director at Project Weber Renew. He says the strides made in recent years to reach out to people battling drug addiction is starting to make a difference.
Distribution of Narcan, distribution of the safe injection kits, the safer smoking kits. This has allowed the peers doing the outreach to connect with more people, distribute more Narcan, give them that unconditional love that they need to convince them to just, if they're going to use more safely.
The governor's overdose task force meeting Wednesday to discuss the new data. In 2023, 404 people died from a drug overdose. That's 32 less than the record 436 people who lost their lives to overdoses in 2022. 69% of people who died from a drug overdose in 2023 were male. And most overdoses were seen between the ages of 24 and 55.
I saw that 72% of the fatalities had no access to treatment. So, and I believe there was combined who people were in treatment or formerly in treatment was 28%. So what that told me is that treatment works.
Thomas Joyce is co-chair of the governor's overdose task force and says there's more access to treatment than ever before in Rhode Island, with more still to come. He says construction delays have pushed the opening of the Overdose Prevention Center on Willard Avenue in Providence, but says they are hoping for a fall 2024 opening. And over in Massachusetts, opioid-related deaths decreased by 10% in 2023, the largest single-year decrease in more than a decade. Live in studio, Jake Coulter, 12 News.
Data released by the Rhode Island Department of Health today shows that overdose deaths decreased more than 7% in 2023 compared to the year prior.
This comes after Massachusetts revealed last month that its overdose deaths dropped 10% last year. Our Jake Coulter joins us live in studio with how community advocates are now reacting. Jake?
Yeah, Kim and Shannon, a step in the right direction, as this is the first time in 4 years that overdose deaths have dropped.
I think my first reaction was, okay, we've done our job somewhat, but we could be better.
Thomas Joyce is co-chair of the governor's overdose task force and says he is encouraged by the decrease, but reducing drug overdose deaths is still a steep hill to climb.
I still believe there's a lot of work to be done. You know, I believe whether it's 404 or one, even one fatality is a tragedy.
404 deaths is down 32 from 2022's record high of 436 overdose deaths. Nearly 70% of which were men, and most being between the ages of 24 and 55. 8 out of every 10 deaths happening in a private setting.
We had actually a reduction of the fatalities that happen in the public, so the street outreach is working. And we have these initiatives that are working.
Initiatives like Codex medical units that go into communities to provide services people otherwise wouldn't have access to. The Rhode Island Department of Health says in 2023, nearly 50,000 naloxone kits were distributed, a 36% increase compared to 2022.
Distribution of Narcan, distribution of the safe injection kits, the safer smoking kits. This has allowed the peers doing the outreach to connect with more people, distribute more Narcan, give them that unconditional love that they need to convince them to just, if they're going to use more safely.
Construction delays have pushed the opening of the Overdose Prevention Center on Willard Avenue in Providence, but those associated say they are hoping for a fall of this year opening. Live in studio, Jake Coulter, 12 News.